easy way to relate your thoughts using self-reflection. Perhaps you have heard the phrase, thoughts create your reality. This topic is explored in other workshops on manifesting. But we need to consider here the possibility that we are the creator of our experience. When this concept is first heard, some people do not like it. Perhaps they feel it places all the responsibility on them or that they're to blame. And that is one way to look at it, but you can also consider it to be very empowering. If it is the case that we are the creator of our experience, then I could create a better experience. I actually have some say or input. Life is not just happening to me as I stand by victim to its wrath or privileged to its glory. Maybe there is some rhyme or reason to the events in my life. Wow. To me, that is very empowering. Now, other people may not like this concept because they think it takes God out of the equation. And without getting too off track here, let me just say that following this train of thought could bring you on a journey where you redefine your view of God, but it absolutely does not take him or her out of the equation. Ultimately, it brings the divine even more naturally into the equation. But on that topic, I simply say, when the student is ready, the teacher appears. So back to the phrase, thoughts create reality. You can use this wisdom in two ways. Yes, you can use this wisdom to make changes in your reality, but also to understand yourself. The beauty is when you understand yourself, your reality will change anyway. I'm all about practical, effective solutions, so I choose to invest my time and energy into the latter. Face it, motivation is the things that we want to change. But for so long, how many times did you find yourself trying to change things with either little success, or when you successfully changed, you still weren't happy? It was when the desire to change led me to this journey of self-inquiry that things really clicked. I was blessed with either things actually changing or me feeling different about certain things, or them no longer needing to change. I recall when I started this journey, I absolutely had the desire to move from my home. I thought that in order to be happy, I had to move. I needed a different house, a bigger house, different features to it. And as I was doing self-reflection, I came to realize that what I really wanted to change was something about myself. And that too was false, that there was really nothing I needed to change about myself. I just needed to see myself differently. And so I did that work and came to have a different feeling about myself. And interestingly enough, I ended up reorganizing my house in a different way, seeing my house in a different perspective. And now I love my house, and moving is the furthest thing from my mind. So how can the principle, thoughts create your reality, teach you about yourself? And as the bonus, change how you feel or change the actual physical experience. Well, let me show you. Start by taking a reality, something that you want to change. It can be anything. Perhaps you're trying to lose weight, or you think you want another job. Maybe you're feeling financial stress, or you're having some kind of difficulty in a relationship. And so you can use any reality that you're wanting to change. I'm going to start off by demonstrating an example of something that we do commonly with our children or maybe significant others. Think about the number of times you do this. Think about the number of times you tell your child, don't forget. Don't forget to put your shoes away. Don't forget to pick up after yourself. Don't forget to help me with this. Don't forget this. Don't forget that. And surely enough, your child proves you right every time. You're actually implanting this suggestion into their subconscious mind. And then we follow our subconscious beliefs, and so your child forgets. Imagine saying, remember to. Remember to pick up your socks. Remember, I need you to do this. Has the same meaning, but a different energy and a different outcome. Now, how does this give you insight into yourself? Well, it really, at the simplest level, demonstrates the law of your thoughts creating your reality. But perhaps it can show you that you use negative language versus positive language, that you expect the worst instead of the best, that your glass is half empty versus half full. Or maybe you just didn't know any better, and you too have been subliminally jaded. Anyways, it is some food for thought. But now I will give you a scenario to continue to further illustrate the tool. The scenario of a child that you don't seem to believe is putting enough effort into, say, their schoolwork. The marks are not bad, but you imagine that if more effort was put in, they could be even better. And so you're constantly reminding him or her, you're on top of him to do more work, but you become more bothered by his lack of interest. You get frustrated with the laziness, and the annoyance just builds as the weeks go on. And so this may be a scenario that you can relate to. And so here's the work. What you would do is take a paper and pen and begin to describe the situation. So in this case, list what's bothering you or frustrating you about your child. So first of all, you feel that he's not putting enough effort in at school, and that he's not doing well enough, that he could be doing better, and that he's demonstrating laziness. Alongside of this column, you'll now take each one of these thoughts or points and reframe them. And you'll do this in reference to yourself. So the first one, not putting enough effort in. That could read, I'm not putting enough effort in. But it could also be that I'm putting too much effort. consider not doing well enough. One way to look at that is that I'm not doing well enough, but you could also reframe it that I'm doing well enough. Could be doing better. That could be seen as I could be doing better, or it could be reframed as I can't do better. And lazy could be that I'm lazy, or I am not lazy. And so you just simply sit with the list of possibilities and you would ask yourself, which one feels more true to me? Now, sometimes it's really easy to know and it just comes to you. And other times, because we have our own blind spots, it's not as clear. In those cases, it's helpful to talk it out with somebody else. If you do use a pendulum or manual muscle testing, you can use that to help guide you through your list. And another thing I've done in the past that's always worked is I would just place each option on a piece of paper, place them into an envelope or a container. I get a sense of how many need to be chosen, how many would be true to me, 2, 3, and then I simply pick the piece of paper. And those are the ones that are related to me. So in this example, I'm going to say that I'm putting too much effort and I'm not doing well enough feel the most true. So now what do? Well, you apply it to yourself and you ask yourself, where in life am I putting too much effort in this example? And it would seem natural that I'm putting too much effort in because I actually don't feel that I'm doing well enough. And you will know yourself what feels more true and what it applies to, especially as you increase your practice with the tool and increase your ability to tune in. Once you've considered where in your life you're putting too much effort in or where this applies to you, then you can deal with your own thoughts. In this case, the belief that you're not doing enough may be a good place to start, and I choose that one because it's a judgment. And judgments can only keep us in the vibration of lack or of wanting. And so you would just give yourself some time to consider this information and how it applies to you. The amazing thing is that with this type of reflection, you now feel better. And when you feel better, you attract new to yourself, or you change things for yourself. And you end up feeling different about the original situation you started with. In this case, your child not putting enough effort in. And that changes your relationship with your child. And so it's a win-win-win all around. I get so excited just thinking about it because it's such an awesome thing. I never cease to be amazed at the insight and change such a simple tool brings. Awesome. I love it. Also, let me remind you that this is the epitome of the law of attraction. More accurately, the law of cause and effect. And so if you want to know what you are sending out there, look at what is going on around you. Your reality will show you what you are actually thinking, feeling, believing. If you don't like what's happening in your reality, you need to go in and work with what you're thinking or feeling or believing so that you can change the vibration, send out a different message to attract a different reality. Pretty simple. let's practice another example. Okay, in this example, well, let's make it easy. You work every day to earn money, to support your needs and wants, and yet you find yourself more and more in debt. Maybe a pretty common scenario. And so, the work. The work. Begin by writing down the situation. In this case, you're working to earn money, frustrated that you don't have money for what you want, and finding yourself in debt. So in a column beside it, you will then look at reframing these thoughts and applying them to yourself. So the first one, work to earn money. Well, that could be true. I work to earn money. But the opposite could be true. I don't work to earn money. No money for what I want. Well, that could be broken down into needs and wants. So you could say, I have what I need, or I don't have what I need. I have what I want, or I don't have what I want. Now I've done this because the concept of needs and wants is a little bit different for each person, and so you may need to actually break up and consider your beliefs about needs versus wants. And then in debt, I am in debt, or the opposite, I am not in debt. And so here are some different ways of looking at those same situations. And then now you will apply it to yourself. And so consider the options in the me column, or in the you column, which are truest to your feelings. So in this example, perhaps it would be, I don't work to earn money. I have what I need, but I don't have what I want, and I'm in debt. Interesting thing is, if this is how you really feel, looking at your life, you will see how this really is your reality. The last thought is pretty easy to see. If you believe that you're in debt, the energetic match is more debt. I know, I can hear you, Leanne, I'm in debt. How can I not believe that that's true when it's true? I know. And this is where you have to fake it until you make it. And what that means is you have to keep repeating the opposite to yourself. Keep repeating positive affirmations of the nature of I'm abundant and prosperous. And in the meantime, have a look at each belief individually. Maybe you're not happy with your work because it's all about money and not about passion or celebrating your uniqueness. Now, this doesn't mean you need to necessarily change your job, but you do need to look at it differently to start. How can you find more passion in your work that you currently do? How does it actually really celebrate your uniqueness, and you're just not seeing that it is? Yes, in some situations you may feel after self-inquiry work that you do need to leave your job. But ask yourself these questions and work with the beliefs. Perhaps you have beliefs about needs versus wants. It's okay to get what you need, but not what you want. Wants may be viewed as frivolous or selfish. And so from your list, you would need to consider each of your beliefs. And then you begin to work to replace those with better feeling, more positive, more empowering thoughts. There are many ways to do that. This reframing tool is just a way to get to the root. Once you know what you're thinking about, then there are other strategies or steps you can take to work to thinking and feeling differently. And a good place to start is with positive affirmations. If these patterns keep repeating themselves, then deeper belief inquiry may be needed. And then this could be explored using other tools like inner child work, chakras, the body as an intuitive tool. Remember, you often have a blind spot to your own stuff, so talking it out with someone can really help. So you can use this reframing tool. You can use it anytime, but in particular when you're feeling bothered, frustrated, annoyed, or fearful about something. I call these triggers. If you're feeling emotionally charged by a situation or a person, then stop, make the list. Look at it from a different perspective. And if you can't see it for yourself, ask someone to help you. And I realize not everyone has someone they feel they can ask, so I have put that email option on the website. And so this would be a time that you could give a brief description of the situation, and then I can guide you through the process. Such a simple tool, and yet so empowering. And when you use this tool, you begin to feel a sense of balance, peace, happiness. You begin to realize why things happen the way they do. And you begin to see that you can affect it and change it. And it's done by this self-reflection. And through the understanding, you can then change how you're feeling. And the result is the change in the reality that you desire. Beautiful, easy, simple, empowering, leaving you with a sense of balance, happiness, peace. That is my wish for you. Use the tool often, enjoy it, and be blessed.